Hi guys, I hope you're well. So in this week's videos, I am showing you how I source my materials. So towards the end, I'll give you like a proper breakdown of exactly how and where my fabrics are sourced. But in this beginning part, you'll just see me with my sister, and we're going to collect some material that an old friend of mine has got for me. She literally gave me boxes, bags, and yeah, loads of it. So check it out. So basically, I'm like wearing one of my pieces from my Selfridges collection actually now, and this perfectly kind of displays how I source my materials. And I don't think I talk about this enough, so I need to speak about it a bit more. So like where I've been designing, can't get my words out, where I've been designing for such a long time that I've got so much fabric, and I used to always purchase fabric just because I liked it. And when I decided to start like relaunch as a clothing brand, like sustainability was like kind of at the forefront of my mind. And it's because it was in lockdown, and you know, like everyone was at home having a clear out, and then you go through everything and you just see all these clothes that you have that you just don't wear because like we weren't going anywhere. And then by the time we did start going out again, we either don't like them anymore or they don't fit because I was pregnant. But anyway, some people, it just happens anyway, like things don't fit, do they? But so I decided to start cutting up like my clothes and reusing them, and just seeing like how I can repurpose those clothing. And this is how I came up with like this part of my brand. So designing like motifs using those fabrics. So how I source my materials, so a lot of them are pieces that I've had before, and some, and when I say before, I just mean like from when I used to design shoes, like scrap fabrics left over from when like even like back in uni days and stuff like that. And some are like people give me material, and others like I've bought from like secondhand shops. I bought like clothing, like if I needed something specific, then I would go out and source it from like, I tend to go to, what is that shop called? Why have I forgotten its name? Can't remember the name. I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah, so like secondhand shops to buy certain things, or if I need scraps, like little scraps, on Etsy people sell little pieces of scrap fabrics. I know that people often buy them for like patchworks, making patchwork quilts, and even like making buntings and stuff like that. So that's a good place to buy scraps, or sell your scraps as well if you wanted to sell them. So that's how I source my fabric. Another way, like as I mentioned, people give them to me. So the other day I've got like about 3 bags, even more, that's one. Oh, so too heavy. So this is one of the bigger ones. But basically, when I used to do events back in the day, there used to be like 3 of us that used to design clothes and were always together. And one of the girls, she no longer does clothing. She's moved into like property. So she messaged me like last year and she was like, oh, she's got loads of fabric left from when she had a clothing brand. She's like, do I want them? I was like, oh yeah, of course I do. So like she's given me about 4 boxes of fabric and then like about 3 bags. And as you can see, these are like all scraps. So this is where she obviously started like making a top or a dress or something. Look, these little pieces here. Now there's quite a lot in here. But what I realised is if you just tell people, like everyone's got loads of stuff at home that we don't need. Like look at these. This is the first time I'm going through it actually. These cute little bows. And like this, little flowers. Oh, this is cute. More flowers. These are so sweet. Look at that. But like literally we've all got so much things that we don't use or need. But so if you just ask, like people will give it to you. So I've even had like old college friends message me on Instagram to say that she's got loads of materials like from her siblings and her mum, like from all these like African parties and stuff that they've been to and they're never going to wear them. Ask me if I want them. So yeah, I do. But this is just what I do. I collect fabrics. Now I do more than collect fabrics, obviously, you know, I make stuff. But it's just a good way of not constantly buying. And because there's enough, I just feel like there's so much out there already. If we just ask people or just put it out there, like we're gonna get it. You don't need to always have to buy stuff. And with fabrics, like when I used to buy these African print materials, they were like 5 meters or 5 yards. Why do I need 5 yards? I don't. I'm not making dresses. I'm just making accessories. Like when I used to make shoes, actually, like 5 yards would go a long way because the way that they do the shoes, there's a lot of wastage. So the way they have to cut out the pattern, I'll see if I can find a picture to upload it. But the way that you have to cut out the pattern, there's a lot of waste. And so that's when I started to ask them to send back like whatever fabric they don't use. So that way I could use it to make like my handbags and all that kind of stuff rather than wasting it. So yeah, so I get materials from friends, family, Etsy scraps, charity shops, and like my own collection of fabrics that I have had like for years. Yeah, there's heaps. If the room was tidy, I'd turn it around and show you, but it's not. But I've literally got loads of fabric. So yeah, that's how I source my materials.